What's going down, everybody? So basically in this video, it's very simple, well, not simple, but when I say simple, I'm talking about as far as topics I normally talk about, in this case astrology. So we're going to be talking about very briefly September 4th. So what's going on September 4th is that we're going to have Venus going direct, but simultaneously we're going to have Jupiter going retrograde. So regardless of signs, signatures, and alignments and all that sort of thing, I'm just going to basically go into kind of detail what it even represents for Venus to go back direct and for Jupiter to go retrograde, what that even represents in and of itself, because that's the correspondent starting point that we need to derive this from. So with Venus going direct and Jupiter going retrograde on September 4th simultaneously, this is what this means. Venus has been going retrograde for about a month, a little over a month. So when we think about retrograde energies, we're thinking about energies of revisiting old, going back to a different way of doing something, or it could be you going inside of yourself to re-emerge into a new way of being able to express whatever planet or chakra is actually going retrograde at the moment, which in this case is Venus. So we've all been going through our situations of maybe finding who's the right partner for us, maybe experiencing old relationships pop back up, maybe juggling, because everyone has different situations, maybe juggling multiple relationships at one time, you know what I'm saying? Or managing, you being divorced with somebody and you're in a relationship with someone, or someone on the side, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could play out in any way, shape, or form. But regardless, it's Venus retrograde, which it doesn't even always necessarily have to be just people you love physically touching and everything. It could be to, location, certain habits, indulgences and stuff like that. So Venus has been going retrograde through the sign of Leo. So the sign that any planet goes through, this will be how we express that element, or how we express that planet in that temperament, in this case Leo. So what I just explained is that the backdrop may have just been people trying to get attention for that, or the people that may have been coming back into your life was trying to put on a show, and then you maybe didn't react to the show that they're putting on, and now maybe you're seeing why you didn't want to entertain that in the first place. Now okay, this is where I'm getting to the point. Let's say old and outdated relationships, old and outdated things that you loved and appreciated, old outdated things that you compromised with, because Venus deals with compromising too. That same day that it goes direct, because when it goes direct, it's almost like oh wait, man, what was I thinking, if you were doing indulgences during Venus retrograde. Or it's more of like a refreshing, like, okay, now that I've figured out and done all the shadow work of my Venus energy, and now that I've done shadow work, and now I have a better way of how to even go about my appreciation energy, how to express it, since it's been going through Leo and everything. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to show that. Now it's time, while as Venus trudges its way back into Virgo, where it will fall again. But if you did the right energy and shadow work, you'll know yourself. So even though Venus will fall as it goes through Virgo, you will be able to see the little pitfalls. And even as Venus goes through those little pitfalls, and even may stumble and fall from time to time, you will still be able to see that, okay, yeah, that's a mistake, let me make sure I don't do that again. Or, oh yeah, this happened. Or even if shit happens during Venus going back into Virgo and stuff like that, just take it with stride and understand, hey, I became a new person and everything. This energy, this Venus retrograde, I was able to transform into a new individual, especially when it comes to the way that I show gratitude and value and stuff. With this happening simultaneously with Jupiter going retrograde, okay, here, let me use an example. Let's say with Venus going retrograde, an old love interest pop back up. Now, you're not supposed to be back with this person. You know what being with this person is going to cause. But due to certain feelings, due to memories, and this, that, and the third, you decide to go for it. You decide, you know what, I don't want to feel guilty. I don't want to reject. I don't want to do this, that, and the third. You know what, I'm going to entertain this. AKA Venus retrograde, past love. Soon as Venus goes back direct, the energies and the frequencies of you feeling like, oh, maybe I didn't make the best decision, but you're already in that situation where you went back. Now Jupiter's going to go retrograde and bring back old experiences to remind you why you did not need to indulge or entertain this form of valuing or relating in some way, shape, or form. Another example, it could be a location. Let's say you go to a bar or you go to a spot every day and chill out and everything like that. Like today is Friday. Like a lot of people are going to be going out and having a drink or whatnot. There's a bar right up the street from my house. I know I'm going to be hearing people fucking hollering and acting a fool all night and shit like that. I might have to go somewhere. But anyway, saying all that to say is that that's like kind of like the same symbolism. You go into an old relationship. Venus deals with relationships because it's ruled by the 7th house. I mean, it rules the 7th house, which deals with relationships. So now, this old relationship or relationships or people you related to, it could be friends also. So this could be you being back with old friends and everything that you know is not good for you, but you decide you want to relate with them anyway. Or like I was saying just a second ago, go into a particular location. Soon as Jupiter goes retrograde, the minute Venus goes direct, and you have these realizations, all of them experiences are going to pop back up. Now, everyone's different. You know what I'm saying? This isn't no spooky shit. I'm not saying like you're going to just, the minute it happens, something shit's going to just go down. But you have to be aware of this. And then you can't keep entertaining this thing that you used to love and appreciate because, yeah, you have basically it may not happen, like shit may not hit the fan necessarily because Venus is in Leo, and like Uriel says, when any energy is in Leo, it's going to be a representation of hitting the fan. And the reason it's hitting the fan is because in its expression, it's showing its ass and everything like that. Like Leos, we all know Leos can be known to show their ass and everything. I love y'all Leos. My Mars is in Leo. I can show my ass too. I have anger problems. But anyway, so let me not say that. I don't have a problem. I'm just trying to regulate that energy. That Martian energy I have, I got to regulate it. But anyway, so with Jupiter, basically, that's an example because if you don't know what you're doing and if you get too lost in your indulgences, yeah, something could happen. You could be at the bar. You're drunk. You don't know a goddamn thing that's happening around you. Your head is stuck. It ain't swiveled. It ain't no grease on your neck or nothing like that. It's just stiff and stuck. You don't know what the fuck is going on around you. And then some shit could pop off and you could get slapped upside the head or get hit with a chair or some shit like that. Or worse. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful because these are the same kind of energies and everything. Relationships. You being back with a person you know is not good for you and everything. Or you're with, it doesn't even necessarily have to be an old person. It could be a person that you just know you're not supposed to be entertaining because you know what kind of baggage they're going to have, but you decide to go with that person anyway. Like you could be talking to an individual and everything. And let's say you didn't take your due diligence to know what the fuck is going on behind the scenes. Let's say you're talking to an individual and they could be fucking talking to a whole nother person that could be in jail. Okay? Think about that. Okay, so now you go be with this person, this love interest and everything. But now that you're with this love interest, here comes Jupiter in Taurus going retrograde. So the opposite of Taurus is, Scorpio, with deals with other people's resources and spooky in the cave, dragon coming out of the cave, breathing fire, shit, you know what I'm saying? Old shit hiding under your bed kind of energy, old boogeyman energy and stuff like that. Sticky taboo energy and stuff like that. All things, we all know what the 8th house represents. So, with Jupiter going retrograde, you're going to probably start to experience 8th house shit and everything like that. AKA, this person could just in time get out of jail, find you with this bitch and everything. I'm sorry, my ladies. I don't mean to use that language, but, we got to be real. We got to keep it real and shit. Okay? You lose your whole life and everything like that, or you get your ass beat and shit like that. You get put in a situation that you just wish you never was involved in and everything like that. It can happen. All sorts of energies could play out because of that and everything. So yeah, I didn't even really want to go deep on like alignments and shit like that, but I mean even just those little representations. When that Venus is in Leo and the energy might hit the fan if you're entertaining a love interest too much, and then Jupiter being going retrograde. Think about the opposite energy of Taurus, because Taurus is stability, and what's the opposite of stability? Unstableness. Y'all have a good one. Peace.